company softball or baseball team by hiring
Oh
all
yes, you remember the
ex-baseball teams. The
Simpsons
Simpsons
episode?
episode. Yeah,
Your new
yeah.
co-workers.
Yep.
Daryl Strawberry.
Oh, that was good times. That is exactly. I'm glad you caught up on that, Brick. I'm glad we're
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
same level there. All right, let's get a quick rundown of ships here on the Muse team. Bubbles is Spire the Inspired. We've got a Lumberjack up front with a Hades. On lower deck, we've also got a Light Flak and an Artemis up top. On the Aaron Burr, that is Cavias' ship. On the lower deck, we've got that Gatling, double Gatling actually. On one wing, we've got an Artemis. On the other side, we've got another Artemis. And up top, we've got a Mortar.
And for the Clamour team, on the Bill Me Laters, we have a Artemis front, left side Artemis Hades, right side Gat Mortar. And on the Bill Me Later, we have a left side Hades Artemis, front Artemis, and right side Gat Mortar. As I said, a very Mandarin-esque build. I'm sure Sammy and Frogger have been giving the Clamour a few handy tips.
Yep, few pointers here and there. Now, inspired with that front Lumberjack, they can do a whole lot of damage to the... Oh, God, I just realized that both of those blue ships are... Yeah, just the names. Just...
Well, I mean, at least it's not identical names or names spelled backwards or something stupid like that.
They're both Bill Me Later.
No,
One
one's Bill Me Laters. Laters. Yeah, you know, it's distinctly different. It's different enough.
All right, so the Later has already gotten his balloon knocked down, and so this is what's gonna be a big thing here for Museosaurs.
Oh
Can
dear.
they keep that Lumberjack up against the Artemis fire that's going to come on in?
Now, I was about to say the Clamour have the advantage because they've got cover, but Bill Me Later's getting dangerously out of cover here. I mean, Museosaurs are basically putting themselves in a wide open situation, and if they continue to do so, they're at a huge disadvantage against the Clamour, who can just go back and forth and duck into cover in those ribs.
Yep, but so far they have gotten kind of the better of this situation. They've knocked out a couple of balloons. They've knocked out some components. So looks like the Clamour team
in the short term,
here.
Yes. In the long run, no.
Ooh.
In the long run, the Clamour have got the better position, even though they are kind of bumping around a bit. I mean, come on, guys, cover sniping.
Very basic thing.
To be fair, I was bumping on these ribs. It can be irritating getting a Junker trifecta in these ribs because the wind's always blowing you into them. But be that as it may, Bill Me Later and Bill Me Laters looks like they might be repositioning here.
Yep, looks like the Inspire and Aaron Burr kind of just floating along with the wind here, kind of around that back corner. They do have to be a little bit careful around here. It's if you get knocked against the map edge like the Inspired is about to be, it does get a little bit difficult to move out of this position. Getting around the side of that rib can be difficult, and if you start bouncing around in there while you're under fire, it's going to make for a tough time. Looks like Inspired has gotten spotted. Is that Tar? No, okay, that's just one of those dark clouds. Sorry, it looked like tar that was just floating across the map there, but not actually.
Oh, the Clamour Junkers just took a big bounce off each other there, but they've recovered. Just a little bro bump.
Yep. All right. So the later and laters moving around the side, and I have a feeling that the Museosaurs probably have an inkling that this is happening. They have moved a little bit further out, so they're not getting caught off the side there, as we did see this happen a few times last week, where the blue team would go around all the way over here and try to ambush the red team in the ribs, but Museosaurs have moved on.
Here we go. Shots coming down on the Inspired. The Inspired is not going to last very long under sustained focused fire by these Junkers.
Yeah, but almost all of that missed, that first initial volley, everything
a lot of missed Hades shots.
Continually going off to the side. Museosaurs are trying to fire back, but they are blind fighting currently. Actually, both teams are blind fighting
Aaron
now.
Burr looks like he's going for it here. Aaron Burr's going in. And Inspired's going in. The Museosaurs very aggressive.
Yeah, they're charging on fourth, and both the Aaron Burr and the Inspired now taking shots.
Later's balloons down.
Oh,
Gatling
but Aaron
going
Burr
down
is...
the Bilmy later.
Yeah, Inspired armor
Double
is
Gatling.
down.
Armor's down on the Inspired, but the double Gatling is going down on the Bilmy later. Bilmy later's turning its sides though. Aaron Burr's now in a tough situation.
As both of these Millators and
Double Gat
later,
mortar
ooh, that
takes down the Aaron
just, yeah, that's basically what these two ships can do. And now the Inspired has actually flown all the way in here as well.
This is ridiculously aggressive. Inspired's just charged ahead. I just don't know what to make of this. It's just, well, suffice to say, it is a terrible mistake.
Yeah, the getting
Inspired
caught in the
has made,
crossfires between those two junkers is just absolute death, and the Mandarins have shown that over and over again. They just flip those two brawly sides, and if you get caught in those cross streams of Gat mortar, you're just done.
I would like to note
nothing
though
can
that
survive it.
Sammy BT likes to run a carronade
Yeah, he does
carousel
like that
side,
Karen.
but the Clamour here double gap mortar sides.
And with the Aaron Burr now here out alone, Inspired has respawned too, but once again, Aaron Burr getting caught in between these two junkers. A little bit of tar going down, not actually doing much of anything at all.
However,
Inspired...
Bilmy Later's just circle strafing around the Inspired. Close range, that Lumberjack's not going to do very much. The mortar's hooking in on the Inspired, and boom.
And down he goes again. Aaron Burr is actually might just end up getting a kill here, but all of those mortar shots went in between the hull and the balloon. Every single one.
Mortar shots weren't quite on the money. However, these Gatling shots are...
Here. Oh, armor down
mortar
once
shots
again.
will do it. But Aaron Burr's switching targets. Aaron Burr's switching targets here.
Oh,
the
later and Later's actually bump into each other there.
Yeah, they're bumping off each other. God, Aaron Burr is just two on oneing this. And
Yeah,
Bilmy Later's been knocked around.
Yeah, Bilmy. Oh, Later actually takes another bounce there, and Aaron Burr's just sitting around here. He could have gotten the kill on Later's. Not able to do so far.
Double Gatling going down the Bilmy Laters.
Oh, but
Aaron Burr's taking heavy damage.
Bounces against the side and gets taken down. Oh no, terrible. Oh, Later's bouncing around here, getting shot off by the Inspired. That balloon is down. That balloon is
Bilmy Later
down.
body blocking his ally, however. Bouncing
around here still. Can those shots continue raining on in here to take out the Laters? Laters gets his balloon built back up before any more permanent damage comes on. And oh my, so bad bounce there by Aaron Burr. It was going to be hard for him to stay alive anyway, but had such a huge chunk of damage taken off running into that rib.
Yes, indeed. Well,
so Later's taking
now,
a lot of damage here.
Yeah, just a great position for the Clamour to be in. They can cover snipe, or they can just charge in. All right,
they're
fair
just
enough.
Going to charge in. I mean, they only need one more
may
kill.
As well, I
They
suppose.
can focus down something. But if Bilmy Laters actually gets taken down here, this is going to have a very tough time of doing so.
Oh, Bilmy Later's armor's stripped. Balloons
Later's
down.
Already gone. Balloon down. Armor down.
They use those mortars.
Where
are the mortars?
Come
there
in,
we
and
go.
It does. Inspired, on the other hand, still has gotten his own armor knocked down and mortar shots.
I don't think Aaron Burr's going to be able to turn around in time.
Nope.
No, there
down
we go.
Goes Inspired. For a 5-1 kill, 5-1 victory there for Clamour. All they needed is just one murder, one more there, and they got it. Even though they lost the ship, still managed to take down the last one that they needed. So they go up 1-0 in this best of 3.
Well, I mean, this is pretty much what I expected.
Next week, if the Museosaurs manage to pull this out, we will go into game number 3. That would be on Battle on the Dunes. This is, of course, Sky League bracket round 0 with Imagine and Mr. Brick Hardcastle as we load up onto Canyon Ambush. Let's get a quick rundown of ships here on Bubbles' occasional victory. We've got that Galleon with Lumberjack Hwacha one side, assisted with a Mercury up top. Also got a Banshee on the back with another... Oh, it's actually Carronade. So they switched to Carronade Hwacha on the other side. Interesting. Is that a Carronade? Yeah, it's a Carronade.
Right.
On the Resplendent Goldfish, piloted by Cavias, we've got a Lumberjack up front with a Carronade one side and a Beacon Flare Gun on the other.
Alrighty, and for the Clamour on the Undead Saxony, we have a Gap Mortar front, a Artemis Flare side. On the Bufflehead, we have a Gat Mortar front and a Flare Artemis side.
I think this is probably the most flares I've seen in a match in quite a long time, actually. 3 of these ships actually have flares currently. Not that I'm surprised. Canyon Ambush has a lot of clouds, and well, flares basically kind of nullify any sort of cloud cover. So not surprised, but we usually don't see that many flares, so just thought I'd make a little bit of a note of it. Of course, flares can also be very good at disabling guns. So if you can get a hit off on one of those heavy guns with a flare, stacks a lot of fire onto them, and will be disabled for
And
a
on
little
the
while.
on the subject of flares, I think Museosaurs need to group up a bit more. They're getting pretty split up here. And B, Resplendent has a flare on its side. I don't know why it isn't flaring the crap out of those clouds. Because if those Pyramidians sneak in under the cover of the clouds, then Museosaurs are in trouble. However, it looks like Museosaurs are repositioning here.
Yep, they're going over to the far side, so they're kind of in their own spawn area, and it looks like Emmer's going to come right along the edge here, and they are using this roving cloud right now. Good effectiveness, as that's going to pass right on into the Muse setup, and if they Pyramidions managed to duck down over here a little bit more, they could have probably gone completely unspotted. Now, once this cloud cover passes, will they be able to spot the Clamour Pyras? Also, the occasional victors turn a little bit awkwardly there. Maybe they're expecting the side pass that I mentioned. Now they're going to turn around.
The
Yep,
spot's
they
gone
got him
down.
spotted.
The cat's out of the bag now. Resplendent firing on the Undead Saxony, I believe. Oh, Lumberjack connects with the Bufflehead. Undead Saxony takes it, going off to the side a bit. Looks like they're going through the same pass, though. Oh, this could be tricky for these Pyramidians. They're being funneled through this pass. Now Bufflehead taking fairly consistent Lumberjack fire.
Here comes that watch shot, and actually the Undead Saxony rams into the side of the pillar.
Oh dear, oh dear.
But
Bufflehead
is
firing in on
the mortar range.
However, Resplendent arcing its shots down onto the Bufflehead. The Bufflehead's balloon is barely there. Now they're switching focus to the Undead Saxony now. Now the Undead Saxony's balloon's down. Undead Saxony closing the distance, taking a huge amount of damage while he's doing it. Now Resplendent... Oh, look at that bounce!
Back.
Oh, he just
Undead Saxony.
Oh, he just bounced about 100 feet into the air. That was amazing. And now Undead Saxony's in a big amount of trouble here. The Bufflehead doesn't look like he's going to be able to come in and support. The Bufflehead's just got to get out of here.
That was an absolute murderization there by Museosaurs, just doing exactly what their setup wanted to be, slapping those charging Pyras right into the ground. Undead Saxony took a huge bounce at some point, but looks like Bufflehead will be able to escape here. He was stuck down a little bit further, wasn't able to assist his teammate, and
I can't help but feel Clamour have actually switched out to a less well-suited loadout here. I mean, what we saw that Pyramidian charging in on the Resplendent. All the Resplendent needs to do is just backpedal and just fire down onto it.
Yeah, now Bufflehead balloon down once again. He was trying to back on out of here and going to...
Oh, look at that! He's bouncing! His balloon's down! The Resplendent can just keep chasing. Oh, but...
Takes another little bounce.
Oh, manages to squeeze through this little passage here. Now,
it looks like he's able to get out on there, but did take a decent sized damage.
Muse can't chase too much because the Undead Saxony is getting back in. If they focus fire, the Resplendent may be getting himself into an awkward situation. The occasional victory is miles away.
Yeah, Resplendent extending just way too far forward. I do understand.
What is Undead Saxony doing?
Just flying along nice and slowly.
All right, there we go.
Goes out of Gap mortar range. Still shooting that Lumberjack off, not hitting anything currently, however, so Bufflehead's going to be okay. Most of those Lumberjacks arcing right underneath that Pyramidion. All right, Undead Saxony. Looks like he's gonna come around the side and try to hit Resplendent. But yeah, I think Clamour's trying to figure out exactly how they want to do these approaches now, and that's why Undead Saxony is being a little hesitant here. They realize what happened in that first engagement, and they've got to kind of figure out how they want to do this. So they're probably trying to set up some sort of
Well,
flanking stuff. And,
I mean, if they were
it's
going to
just
do
taking
it,
them a long time.
they don't know where the occasional victory is, but if they did, I mean, I think they'd almost certainly be charging the Resplendent, because occasional victory is miles away from his teammate here.
Yep, and Saxony is actually spotted now as well, so Resplendent does know he was there and can adjust for it. Now, occasional victory has actually caught the Undead Saxony in the side right here with some more Lumberjack shots. And so far, I gotta say, this Muse team has been hitting with these Lumberjack shots just almost
Yes, indeed.
perfectly.
Let's take a little look at who Alistair McBain appears to be on the Lumberjack for the Resplendent. He a very experienced player. Community ambassador. I imagine he's got a fair bit of... And Scherblustung, another CA on the Lumberjack on the occasional victory. Now, these guys, I'd imagine, are pretty damn good at firing that Lumberjack.
Yeah, I mean, they've been... I would say that it's been hitting more often than not. And with Lumberjacks, that's always the case. If you can hit with that Lumberjack on a regular basis, it's...
Now...
Yeah.
This is basically why the paddling used to win every single week, is because, I mean, they just kind of murder you with that Lumberjack as you're coming in. And if you don't have anything to disable those Lumberjacks, then you're at a disadvantage, and I think that's what the Clamour is finding here. However, Clamour coming in now, coming around, they've been spotted, looks like they're just going to go for it now. The occasional victory is out of position. The occasional victory cannot support the Resplendent. The Resplendent needs to get out of here right now. He's going to get double focus fired by the Gatling. And now the armor is down.
Armor is down and starting to take that damage. Armor might back up for a sec, but continual fire on the Resplendent. Can the Resplendent shrug this off? And that is not as much damage as I thought that was going to go on the Resplendent. It keeps on rebailing its hull. Barely any permanent damage has been done. And now the occasional victory is within reach here, firing that Watcha off. Resplendent still getting followed, however, and
yes, Undead Saxony is retreating from that. Oh, takes a bit of a bounce there. And now Bufflehead is on his own. He needs to kill the Resplendent right now, or this will all be in vain.
And Resplendent will go down here to that combined fire.
Bufflehead's balloon is down. Bufflehead's going to start bumping. However, this oil derrick's going to make it awkward for the occasional victory to fire on. Look, there we go.
Yeah,
those
every
shots
single
hitting
shot
the oil
is going
derrick
right into that. And now these two ships are going to turn and start shooting off at occasional victory. Occasional victory is stuck in a
good
very
hits
bad
on the
place as
Undead
well.
Saxony. Now Resplendent's back in, but Bufflehead's coming around the corner, firing on the occasional victory. The occasional victory is
Ram
getting
goes
focus
out
fired.
there.
Oh, look at Undead Saxony firing on the occasional victory, even as it's bouncing off the ground. This could be a...
Balloon down, occasional victory balloon, armor gone. Will it get taken down here? Yes, deep will. And that is a 2-1 lead, but both the Bufflehead and the Undead Saxony are so incredibly close to the ground.
Oh, Bufflehead bouncing, bouncing.
Bufflehead bouncing, and
boom.
Final shot comes in with the Resplendent taking down the Bufflehead there, and now it's got to do a little bit of nifty maneuvering here, or maybe try to get that Undead Saxony balloon out once again.
Resplendent's got the advantage here, one-on-one. Oh, but he missed that crucial Lumberjack shot.
Occasional victory respawning right on top. Undead Saxony coming in for the ram. Gets a
big
nice
ram. Good ram.
Oh,
Resplendent needs to get on the same level as the occasional victory, but Resplendent bounces off the occasional victory.
Oh, but the occasional victory is going to come in and looks like it's going to just
hits
take...
there.
Oh,
okay,
watch
there
out
we
fire.
have it. And that was,
guns.
Undead Saxony had a small window of opportunity to take down the Resplendent, but now he's fighting 2-on-1 here.
Yeah, gets that.
But he's going in. He's going in again. Occasional victory can't seem to turn its gun arcs fast enough.
Yep, does Tobias have that chicken foot?
He does have the chicken foot.
Bubbles?
Well, Bubbles has the chicken foot, yeah.
Yes.
And, there we have it.
Like,
and now, Undead Saxony takes the Watcher and goes down. Museosaurs have the advantage here.
Still did. A nice amount of damage to Resplendent, though. That ram did quite a lot. It was really either try to kill the Resplendent or try to run, and when you're facing against double Lumberjack, running not always the best option.
And now the Muse have that crucial third kill, which will give them the timeout victory if it goes the distance.
Yep, and well, of course they only need 2 more kills to win it outright. I don't expect us to get to really that time victory possibility. Of course, I do believe that the Clamour are just gonna come right on back in here, because if they can catch the Resplendent like they did last time, and they actually managed to take it down faster than they did last time, because I think really that was what allowed Muse to, even though they lost the ship, they managed to pull the better out of this one. The Resplendent stayed alive for a long time, and it allowed them to get a couple of kills off in the end. So if they manage to take the Resplendent down fast with that much health gone already, then they can just focus on occasional victory, and if they're in that red spawn and the Resplendent spawns back in anywhere nearby, they can turn this around quickly.
Yes, indeed. Well, occasional victory and the Resplendent forming up here. I've got a feeling like it might be a good idea to just spawn camp here for the Museosaurs. It's going to be kind of awkward dogfighting with those Pyramidians in the canyons themselves. This is an interesting position they're taking up here. The Resplendent going on ahead, and occasion. Yeah, I think it can work if what Resplendent does is uses maneuverability, kind of pulls those Pyramidians into an engagement and right into the firing lines, the occasional victory. But Resplendent is out of position again.
Yep.
Again.
I think he just ends up running forth a little bit too late, but he does get nice shots on the.
Oh, there we go. Now he's
knocking
in
out the balloon.
Now he's in
position.
position.
Now Undead Saxon is gonna have to avoid from running into the side of that cliff there, and
now
Bufflehead
is in a potential 2-on-1 position. But what's Resplendent doing? What's Resplendent doing?
Bufflehead. Armor is down. Resplendent
what are you?
down as well.
Resplendent
Bufflehead is the first one who goes down.
What is Resplendent doing? Kivias is getting off the wheel and going back on again. Resplendent should have been reversing that entire time, but he almost got killed. And now Undead Saxon is trying to get out of here. He's popping ties. He's doing his best with a few more lumberjack shots hit. Oh, there goes the balloon.
And
there goes a few of the engines.
As well, and those lumberjack shots continuing to come in, getting huge shots. Every single one of them connecting. Undead Saxon, he has nowhere to go.
Oh yeah, and
every single
can
component is down. And those lumberjack shots continue raining on in. Watch, amazing for the most part, but enough shots come in, and that is a 5-2 victory there by Museosaurs. And I mean, that was just fantastic lumberjack shooting.
Yeah, it all came down to just that brilliant lumberjack shooting. The advantage that the Museosaurs have is just being able to pull in just some of the best kind of players in the community, and
I have some lumberjacks probably going on. Of course, I didn't check if they switched any guns, but we will get that to you in just a moment here as we are loading up on Battle on the Dunes. Still loading that level data, and here we go. All right, let's get a quick rundown of ships on Bubbles' galleon, the occasional victory. We've still hello, that is Carronade Watcha on both sides of that ship, so no more lumberjack. We have also got a Gatling up front and a Hades on the side, and on the Resplendent, we are keeping with a lumberjack on that ship, with a Carronade on one side and a beacon flare gun on the other.
Okay, on the Undead Saxony, we have a Mercury Artemis front and a Artemis flare side. On the Bufflehead, we have a Mercury Artemis front and a Flamer Artemis side. Now, you may have noticed me bursting out into laughter when I saw the occasional victories build. This is because, oh golly, this is an extreme range map, and getting close to the enemy, especially when the enemy are equipped with mercs and arts, is going to be very difficult, I feel, for the occasional victory.
Yep. Now, it may be that they're going to try to get the Resplendent to knock out a balloon and then, I don't know, maybe charge in with the galleon. So, yeah, it's a little bit of an interesting choice here. That occasional victory isn't going to be able to do a whole lot for well,
The thing
kind of
is,
a whole lot of time.
the Clamour can just backpedal to their heart's content and just put more distance. I'm surprised they haven't started doing it already, actually. The Clamour can just put some distance between them and the Museosaurs, and there won't really be very much Museosaurs can do about it. Except charge them and then die, probably.
On top of it all, let's see who's down here. Firaxis, he's got burst. He doesn't even have heavy. So that Galleon has to be incredibly close. Blastung has heavy, but
oh well, that's all you need, really.
But Meta and Firaxis does not. So if they're firing those Swatchas, you're gonna have to be real up and close and personal with that Galleon.
And we've got Schwerbelastung, yeah, as a gunner still. Interestingly enough. Also, I'm a little baffled right now. I guess Muse just want to go in, be aggressive. They don't want to be too try-hardy about this. Okay, Bufflehide and Undead Saxony firing on the Resplendent now. Occasional Victory is coming in.
I will say that, you know, the Goldfish is a quite a maneuverable ship, so even if
interestingly, they are choosing to focus the goal. Oh, now they're switching to the Occasional Victory.
Occasional Victory charging on fourth here, but a lot of those side guns already getting hit by on the Occasional Victory. Let's see, so far they've destroyed one of the carronades. The Occasional Victory is actually getting really close on
yes, they are. Now
and Resplendent is actually right up on the Saxony as well. Occasional Victory lost his armor, but there's not going to be a whole lot of explosive damage to follow it up.
Oh, Undead Saxony popping Drogue Shoot. They seem to have learned from that other game.
Occasional Victory still getting shot at here by Bufflehead.
Now Undead Saxony, Undead Saxony in a tricky situation here. However, Bufflehead is just whittling down the Occasional Victory. Occasional Victory, if it can keep its hull up, I mean, then the Resplendent's going to start causing some serious havoc with that Lumberjack.
Yeah, Resplendent using that Lumberjack still on the Undead Saxony, and Balloon goes down once again. Undead Saxony has turned around to face the Resplendent now, and gonna try to get that front gun out. They're
splitting their Lumberjack fire. They're switching between these two ships now.
Yeah, I think they're really. I think as soon as they see a balloon destruction on one of the blue ships, they're just switching.
Oh, Occasional Victory. Occasional Victory is just kind of being indecisive here. Occasional Victory needs to pick a target. Needs to pick one quickly. Oh, Hwatch coming down on the Undead Saxony, not taking out any guns, however. This is the issue if you take a pure short range Galleon on an extreme range map with no real cover. You're just gonna get picked apart.
Another Hwatch fire going on there. I mean, it was already going nowhere, and then it gets shot out in the mid of fire, so got to rebuild that once again. Occasional Victory only has that Hwatch really to shoot off at this point. Armor keeps on getting knocked out. We're going to expect that a lot with those mercs coming from the blue ships, but you know, the Galleon has a lot of health at least, so it's going to.
The Galleon has a lot of health, but it's got no real way to fight back at this point, so it doesn't really matter that much.
And one could say it's a giant brick.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Except I'd probably be flying a Junker.
That. All right, Resplendent coming on in here, and I think they may have just overextended a little bit too much this time, as they do take permanent damage there. They are trying to go after Bufflehead, but that Lumberjack up front continually getting destroyed, and now with that Mercury
now Saxony going to join in the fun.
Yeah, Resplendent trying to maneuver around here, but Saxony has gotten the best of Resplendent this time around, and continual fire coming on here, and Resplendent barely has any health left, and gets it rebuilt barely, but just in time to get it knocked down once again and get taken out. Occasional Victory now trying to shoot some of those Gatlings off out of range still for the most part, however.
Right. Yeah, I think when you see kind of arts and mercs, I think I'll repeat myself once more. I feel Muse have basically picked the worst possible build they could pick on this map.
Yeah, that cannon choice was I have no idea what happened there. I don't quite understand what the process behind that was. Nice watcher shot going off on there on the Buffalo Head, connecting up front, but really did nothing too much. Resplendent now firing from far away. Occasional Victory has stayed alive. I mean, you can't say that. They have stayed
that's true.
quite alive. They haven't really done anything in particular, but finally getting whittled down here with consistent shots from both of these ships. Armor back up once again.
There was actually a moment when Occasional Victory and Resplendent actually closed the distance, and they're actually getting one of the Pyramidians down with that lumberjack. But yeah, the moment that the Pyrrhus managed to create some distance, that close range galleon is basically useless.
All right, Resplendent hopefully gonna back on out of here. Is kind of stuck in the sandstorm right now. Looks like he is backing up. So we'll have a little bit of a downtime here as we're going to wait for that galleon to respawn. But pretty much so far this game has gone kind of how we thought it would. The Muse team tried to charge in, didn't really get too close. They had almost a little bit of a window of possibility there, as the Resplendent had Undead Saxony just in his sights in the back, just consistently knocking the balloon down. But the Occasional Victory just wasn't able to get into any sort of firing range on either of these ships.
Now flares going down here. Now, if you're Museosaurs, I'm going to put you in a hypothetical situation. If you're Museosaurs, then how do you play this? I mean, how can you possibly... What's your plan?
That is a fantastic question. Honestly, I'm not entirely too sure. It's going to be extremely hard for Occasional Victory to really get in on any close range. I mean... We have seen Clamour stick in the same spot for too long. I can say that. We have seen them just not backing up enough. So maybe if Occasional Victory charges in, Clamour, they've got to hope that Clamour just starts backing up a little bit too soon. Maybe hope that some of those merc shots don't hit guns. Resplendent hopefully will continue on firing with that lumberjack, but it's almost got to be a perfect storm type of situation.
Yeah, Clamour realizing that there's a line of cloud between them and the enemy, and they realize that Muse could just ride that cloud right in. So it looks like they're repositioning.
Yeah, it's really try to make as much use of clouds as possible, but there's so many flares out here as well that that shouldn't be too big a problem, I believe.
Yeah, Undead Saxony has a flare, and
both of them do.
No, Bufflehead doesn't.
Buffalo doesn't?
Yeah, Undead does, but Bufflehead doesn't.
I mean, really, all you need is one flare. My point is,
flare, really. Yeah, I see your point.
Is you do have something to combat the cloud type approach, and as they keep on flying around circles around the Occasional Victory, I mean, Resplendent, it can definitely outmaneuver the Pyramidions.
Muse have just been given the slip here. They've moved to where the Clamour were, and they're not there anymore.
Absolutely, and that's that.
Oh, there's the flare.
Can keep on doing that.
Looks like the Clamour are going to take up position in these ribs. Well, they'll have potentially cover if they want it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just even giving them a stronger position. But if they are in the ribs and they are taking cover, that will give the Occasional Victory a little bit of possibly counter cover here. So we'll see if they... And also, if Resplendent can actually knock the Saxony and Buffalo Head on here, then both the Saxony and Buffalo Head have to worry about all sorts of debris down here as well. And if they're worried about debris, then they're not going to be firing back. And if the Occasional Victory then manages to get in, so this can be both. This is kind of a double-edged sword position right here.
Well, actually, Occasional Victory managing to get quite close now. Resplendent coming in as well.
Close as well. Oh my.
Yeah. Resplendent actually bloody
hell. Anybody needs to be. Yeah.
Resplendent.
But they are getting right onto the Undead Saxony.
Practically just ramming the Undead Saxony. pull back a bit, Resplendent.
With that
A
front gun
lumberjack's
down,
not
though,
going to be
they
much
have
use.
not a whole lot else to do. Undead Saxony
Occasional
is getting
Victory
hit here.
actually stripping the armor of the Undead Saxony. Now the Undead Saxony's balloon's down.
And armor down. And Resplendent's still taking shots. Undead Saxony, another Watcher Burst would probably do it here as long as that armor gets taken down. But Resplendent trying to move back here with the Bufflehead approaching.
Resplendent getting pinned by the Bufflehead. Resplendent's got to try some tricky piloting maneuver.
And
Get
Watcher
underneath
shots
him.
take him
Oh!
out.
Nice.
This is what I was saying, that A, Clamour just stuck around sitting there. They didn't keep on moving back around. And B, that that Bufflehead's actually going to sit on top of the Resplendent here, right on this pipe.
Resplendent. Oh, how did you get in this situation? Looks like Resplendent's is going to be able to back off now, and Bufflehead, looks like Bufflehead's just going to get out of here.
Yeah, Bufflehead's just going to
away.
move back. Gonna get out of the range of those Watchers. That Watcher's first shot, once again with that burst from such long range, not gonna really do a whole lot. You gotta have heavy if you want to continue hitting that with that long range. But I mean, that's kind of what I was saying about this position that Clamour went into. That area definitely could give him some cover, but also could give Muse some counter cover there. However, Resplendent's still getting peppered here by
Resplendent
Bufflehead.
actually using shoot vent here.
The balloon is down.
Yep.
Still down, in fact. Still down.
Resplendent looks like
managed to get
maybe it
respawn.
wants the cover of this ship. Ooh.
Well, he's also stuck in a
Taking a
huge
bit of a bounce,
dust cloud
yeah.
right now, and this could go very bad very quickly.
So it's already going pretty badly. The only thing that's really saving the Museosaurs right now is this big cloud. Otherwise, they'd be being picked apart by those
Yeah, but
Mercs
two
and
of
Arts.
the engines went down there,
Yeah.
and the gun.
Clamour wisely choosing to back off a bit more.
And now occasional victory is coming up fourth, and already a lot of fire coming in here from both Saxony and the Bufflehead, knocking out almost everything here. Got 3 of the guns, an engine armor down now as well, taking permanent damage. Resplendent gonna try to shoot off at the Bufflehead, connecting with those lumberjack shots. They need to hit with that on a consistent basis to do anything whatsoever.
Bufflehead's
here.
balloon's down. He's actually starting to descend. This could be an opening.
Yeah, and that lumberjack shot missed. Both of those miss.
Crucial lumberjack shots. They all need to hit.
And all of them missed.
Resplendent is the only medium to longish range killing potential that this Museosaurs team has.
Yeah, and Resplendent got his lumberjack knocked out once again. A little bit of Watcher fire going into the end of Saxony, doing that a whole
taking
lot.
out the Resplendent's armor, taking out that front lumberjack, and now Resplendent's in a big amount of trouble. The occasional victory is too far away from either of these ships to really support effectively.
Yeah, I mean,
you see, there's some Watchers, but the spread is. Oh, actually, no,
yeah, that
not
was
too bad actually.
That was definitely
yeah,
the heavy
there we
one
go.
knocking
With
out
heavy,
a gun.
yeah, with heavy, Watcher can be actually have a decent range.
But
However, the
balloon
occasional
was down on
victory,
Resplendent.
yeah, occasional victory is just being just continuously chipped away. Resplendent, I think Resplendent should have tried to finish off the Bufflehead.
Possibly. I do think that continuing to chase the Bufflehead would have been a good option. Bufflehead had his balloon knocked down, and continuing to do so would have done quite well. But now occasional victory is under fire between these two ships, and there goes even more damage. And they've got basically no guns to fire back with whatsoever at all at any time. Armor down once more, and explosive damage coming in.
Finally, the balloon is down on the Undead Saxony. The Resplendent's taking it out, but the occasional victory is just getting chipped apart.
Yep, continual
Could only
fire
be a
coming
matter
down
of
on the
time.
Undead Saxony. Good fire there by Resplendent, but occasional victory gets taken down in the meantime. Undead Saxony is actually going to run into the side of the ship right here.
But he's using Drogue,
really
which
good
is
for Resplendent.
it's slowing his descent, but now it can only slow it for so long. Now he's crashing against the ground. Resplendent looks like he wants to go for a ram kill here. Resplendent picking up a head of steam. Oh, what a ram! Oh, rammed him right into the shipwreck. Brilliant.
Kavaias with an incredibly ballsy move there. Oh my god.
You talk about ballsy rams. Bloody hell, doesn't get much more ballsy than that.
Holy crap, I did not expect that to go that way at all. I knew that the Saxony was going to be in trouble falling down exactly where he did, but oh my, that was just fantastic ram there by Cavias. That leaves the Bufflehead and their Splendid here on the 1v1, but Bufflehead will definitely win that fight. Once again, trying to maybe
ramming
rise
again.
on fourth here. Well, I think Resplendent was just trying to get out of arcs there. But Bufflehead doing a great job backing up, and an Undead Saxony is spawning back of Resplendent.
Resplendent
probably
Resplendent
not going to do a whole lot here.
Wants to get on top of the Bufflehead, wants to sort of lumberjack him down, but I don't think that's going to happen at this point. They've lost their window of opportunity. The Undead Saxony has respawned, and now they're both focus firing on the Resplendent, and it's going to be ages before Occasional Victory gets in to help.
Yeah, and Resplendent taking a lot of damage here. All engines going down, armor almost dead, and down he goes.
Boom.
And that is a 4-2 lead here. And Occasional Victory is on the horizon.
Pull back, Occasional Victory. Oh, Occasional Victory narrowly avoiding a meat grind situation there. Or maybe not. Occasional Victory has now been spotted. Those two pillars are going to be closing in on him.
And let's see, Resplendent once again has to spawn way back on the other side of the map, so Occasional Victory should just be able to get out on it here without too much trouble. A lot of the shots are actually hitting the balloon, and that's not going to do a whole lot. Merc shots and Artemis shots into balloons, not the most effective thing.
That is true. Now, I mean, the Clamour are in a difficult situation. I mean, do they charge the Occasional Victory for the win and potentially end up, getting too close?
I don't think they have really
I think it really matters.
They can just continue sitting back here. They're continuing to hit this galleon. Galleons are slow. Even blind firing, you can kind of figure out where they're going. Just keep on shooting in that direction that they were going. And Occasional Victory finally gets. Not quite. It looks like
there we go. Now Resplendent can try and save this with his lumberjack. Oh, and they've gotten the Undead Saxony's balloon down. That's a good start.
And looks like they will focus now on the Bufflehead, try to get that balloon down as well. But Resplendent's armor has gotten knocked off.
Yes, that's true. However, Resplendent has evened things up, and he's saved his teammate here.
Yeah, Occasional Victory still has pretty much all of his guns out, however, so can't support any fire. Is gonna move on fourth. Bufflehead gets his balloon back up as well, and now got a little bit of a split fire here from Clamour actually, with both of these ships going after one of each, and they should
if they split fire, yeah, it'll let Occasional Victory get closer.
All right, Occasional Victory is actually getting really close
he's
here, but still
almost.
No guns.
No guns. That's true.
And
no
the
guns, bro.
Now
they're focus firing. Now they're focus
fire. Yep, coming in, and I mean, Occasional Victory made it there, but had nothing to shoot with afterwards.
Oh, Bufflehead. Oh, and here we go. There's the kill shot.
And there he goes. Goes down. Occasional Victory gets taken down for that final kill. And we're at 5-2 victory there for the Clamour, who will win this matchup. And it was closer than I think a lot of people expected it to be. Clamour, however, managed to pull it out in the end.
Yeah, I mean, good job Muse for doing as well as they did with that strange build. But in the end, the Clamour